We'd like to welcome you back to the Glover Report. I hope you're having a great year. We're going to try to bring you another session of informative information. With us, we have Jay McElroy. She's a business development guru out of Bowie. Hello, how are you?
Nice to meet you, sir.
Welcome to WPB Networks.
Thank you.
We also have with us Eula McDowell. They call her around town. Are you ready? They call her the soup lady. The soup, not Campbell's soup. Big Bean Theory soup. We had on one show when she was talking about all these 2,000 kinds of beans. And she was also talking about flatulence. How you doing, Eula?
Very well. What about you?
I'm doing good. Let go of my hand. She's a Dunbar poet, so don't mind her. So, what do you do, Jay, to help businesses? I understand that that's your forte.
Absolutely, that's our forte. We do small business vetting. So we simply bring our organizations in through a membership-based or subscription-based service, and we vet them. So if you are a construction company, a healthcare service, IT, we want to make sure we know what you've done in the past.
So you work for yourself?
I work for myself, yes, that's correct, but I work for other businesses.
I got you. But when did you make the plunge into an entrepreneur, being an entrepreneur?
Yes, sir.
How long ago?
I'd say 1990, so it's been quite a while.
Oh, you've been around the corner.
Yes, sir, absolutely. Lots of connections, know a lot of people.
And you're from Bowie?
No, I'm not from Bowie, I'm actually from Pennsylvania.
Okay. That makes you an Eagles fan or something?
Steelers.
Yeah. Oh my goodness! It came out. We got a Steelers fan. How y'all doing these days?
Well.
we in the same boat in that category.
Absolutely.
Home watching the rest of the games.
Absolutely.
Okay, so but what your passion is making money, presumably.
Making money.
Can you give us a success story?
Oh, lots of success stories. Lots of success stories. I mean, jump into one thing, just like you just had Ice Tech on earlier. They are a phenomenal organization. We try to connect ourselves and our whole network to people who are successful. So wherever there's success, there's going to be money. And we don't seek the money, but we seek opportunity.
Are you good at it?
Absolutely.
Because otherwise you wouldn't be hanging with Ice Tech.
Absolutely.
Because he does not play.
No.
So tell us about your business. How long have you been the soup lady?
Well, I've been the soup lady for quite a long time, but we officially launched the business in
Did
2000.
you say since the slave ships?
Since the slave ships. Hey, my ancestors is in the blood apparently.
Entrepreneurship before the slave ships.
That's right. Back off the slave ship. But 2007 we began the business, and in 2011 we opened our first store.
And where are you today?
Well, today presently we're doing the different farmer markets. We do 8 farmer markets around the city, and we have 2 locations that we're looking at downtown, but I'm just not quite sure. As you know from the first location, location is everything. So
Location.
Just
So
looking for the right place.
You're a business expert. I can remember some wise words from my dad. He said, overhead will kill you.
Yeah.
Dead. Dead. Better than dead.
Having a monthly bill, a monthly rent, lease, mortgage, you got to be able to pay it on the slow months, like right after Christmas.
Yes, yes.
Because if it isn't paying for itself, you got another hand in your pocket that's taking your profit.
That's correct.
That's right.
So you may want to revamp the model.
And that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I learned a lot. And I think it was you, when I first started the business, you said, Eula, I'm going to tell you, you're going to jump into one of the hardest businesses to survive. And at that time that he had told me that we were going through a recession and everything. And what I learned is just exactly what he said. We were in a location where the location was going downhill anyway. But it gave me
a learning opportunity.
It was an amazing learning opportunity. I didn't know that I could do all of the things that I could do, because I looked at the space as just a pantry, just a place where I could just get my soups out. But once we did the lease, I found out I had to open it up. So my plan B and C that was all the way down the line. You know how you have your 5 and 10-year plan? Well, I had to jump right into it, and I was really, really proud of myself. I did really well. I went from just doing soups to managing a whole team, doing payroll. I learned all of it in a year's time, and we did really, really good the first 3 years, but just that third year when we lost the 12 stores and we didn't get the traffic, the foot traffic, it just went downhill. But now I'm revamping, and I got my plan B and C, and sky's is the limit. I'm really excited about it.
Eula has the big bean theory, and we are looking for some places to carry that brand of soups. And one of our guests coming on a little later is Christina Flowers. She feeds a lot of homeless people. She houses homeless people. And who knows, maybe the Big Bean Theory will be the official soup provider for the hungry and the homeless in Baltimore.
Well, it's not a maybe because we've already started that, so.
Naming and claiming.
That's
so
right.
let me ask you. We asked the last two entrepreneurs about who their support system was. Let me ask you a different question. Where's your faith in all of this? Does faith come into play? I heard you with a big pause.
I mean,
oh my God, let's look this way.
My faith is in God because, you know what, I would not have been or made it this far. And what God does is he places people in your path, because I didn't know that I was going to be here, but just by coincidence or just by the faith, you just keep on yielding in that direction, and you're a part of my
Support system.
That's right. Do a muscle thing. You know, I mean, I'm meeting so many fabulous people, and I'm just in a community of people who love their community, love each other, and we just want to hold our hands together, support each other, and push each other to the next level, and that's very important.
And that's what this whole network, WPB Networks, that's what our Black Wall Street Awards, that's what BeMoreNews.com is about. If we can just work together more, just a little more, we have $1 trillion in annual spending power. And I think of gorgeous Prince George's County, that's the wealthiest black jurisdiction in the country. When Will first took me there, do you know the first place he took me to in Prince George's?
Where?
No,
Woodmore.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Get my house ready. I'm coming short. They got a golf course with $1 million homes all around it.
Really?
That's where I'm gonna be living in a minute, real shortly.
Claim it.
Tell me about your faith.
Oh, as a small business owner, you have to have it. There's no way to survive without it. There will be ups and there will be downs. But if you believe in God and with the vision that he's given you,
This lady's a preacher. I hear it coming on.
I'm trying to stay
What church
calm.
do you go to?
I'm trying to stay
Hallelujah.
calm. You will be successful no matter what you go through. Hold on to that dream that's within you, and you will be a success.
And you gotta be able to see it. You gotta be able to see it and visualize it, because when I look at my soups, when we first started the soups, we just had them in mason jars, and I only started out with 3 soups, and I sold out in 2 hours the first day. And then people would come by and they would say, "Well, do you make split pea?" Now, moving fast forward, we had 100 different kinds of soups, and all other soups came because a need. Some days I needed to make Great Northern with smoked turkey, but didn't have the vegetables, only had rice. So this is where you get all of the different variations from. And then when we had to open the Big Bean Theory right away, then I had to make a menu that was different. And you know, when you do stuff that's different or have items that's different, then you create a need, because you have all of these vegans, all of these vegetarians, and all of them can eat under the same branch. And I do specifically all bean-based products. So you still get your traditional food, but instead of me giving you a fatty lasagna, now we put chickpeas, a chili sauce in the middle of it. Now when you get your fried fish, we do it with a garbanzo bean flour. So now everything is healthier.
Garbanzo bean. Who's heard of a garbanzo bean?
Or a chickpea then.
Oh, well, you heard of chickpea.
It's the same thing.
Oh.
A garbanzo bean and a chickpea is the same thing.
The beige round one look like a lemon head?
Yes, it's correct. It's the same thing. And then you have a split pea or a yellow split pea or a lentil, and those are called legumes. So we want to educate people. We have our next model in place where We're gonna have the little beanful meals for children instead of having a
Oh,
Happy
that
Meal,
was that was
a beanful meal.
Beanful meals.
Yeah, and
Beanful.
we've created our own vocabulary. It's beanalicious. We have sayings, "Beam me up, Yule," you know, and that's what I do. So it's a movement. It's coming.
Beam me up.
Yule.
You. She cracks herself up.
That's right, I do.
Tell me about your faith.
Well, I have faith in God. I have faith. That is my faith. I mean,
Give me a gospel song. Give me the song you play when it's getting rough. I play some Marvin Sapp.
Well, I listen to
want me
Marvin
to sing it
Sapp.
for you?
Yeah, go ahead. Here's the mic.
No, I'll save it for the next.
Okay. But no, I have a lot of songs. My grandmother was a pastor and a minister, and all
Your
of her
grandma
songs.
was a pastor.
Yes, and her songs.
That's where you get the bully thing from.
Bully? Who's the bully? I'm not a bully.
You can be a good bully.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. But no, you know, I hear her songs all the time. Like plenty of times when I was in the store and we were low on inventory and I didn't know if I was going to make meals through the lunch crowd, because you know those days come. And I mean, she would just say, well, why don't you just take that? I remember one time we didn't have salmon.
She's talking to your spirit.
Yes. And I mean, she would say, well, why don't you just take that rockfish and roast it instead and make it just like you would a salmon cake. And I would just switch the menu around. Instead of having salmon cakes, I would have like rockfish cakes and mix
I
it,
ain't
you
never
know?
in my life heard of a rockfish cake.
And it's just like a
keep
crab
listening
cake.
to WPB networks.
You know?
A rockfish cake.
I'm
Lady,
telling you.
Took a rockfish and made it.
And you just don't boil it. You have to roast it. I mean, it's technique with this. And I mean, the fish came out so good. I got so many
You cannot
raised.
do this at home.
No.
You gotta call the bean lady.
That's right. And you know, faith, just praying and just keeping your chin up and crying to
Never
yourself.
would've made it.
Yes, I'm telling you, I have some amazing
I
stories
would've
from the
lost
Big
my
Bean
mind.
Theater. I don't know. We're gonna keep that, but I don't want to leave.
She got jokes too. Was your grandma's, your ancestors speak to you too on those rough days?
Not on the rough days. I depend on the Lord.
Straight on the Lord.
Straight on the Lord.
But you know,
And you got to know who you are.
yeah.
You have to know who you are, and you have to.
What's that mean?
You really have to believe in your capabilities.
Oh.
A lot of times, as small business owners, a lot of things, as they said in the earlier broadcast, come up against you, and you feel like you go home and you've worked to your bone. I mean, to the bone.
I remember.
No
Ugh.
appreciation, no nothing. But yet you still got to get up in the morning. But when you know who you are and you know who you are and what your purpose is, you can make it.
And you always have the breath to do it again.
Absolutely.
You always have a chin up ready the next day to do it again.
Absolutely.
Because I've been out there on that on the corners where we had to sell that soup, and we're there like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and that's when it's the coldest. And I mean, if anybody knows me, they'll say that I had bear blood because I cry for the winter. It's like, oh no, I'm going in with the bears. But I would put my long johns on and my tights and my warmers in my feet, grease up my face, and get out there and do it, and was happy.
Finally, somebody that
Happy.
admitted to greasing up their face
Yeah,
in the wintertime.
you have to do
You know
it.
your mama used to put that Vaseline all on your
Got some
forehead,
On your lips, everywhere.
all on your lips like you were going boxing or something. And she's married to a boxer, so I guess you got a big old tub of Vaseline.
And I brought it with me. You want to see?
No.
No, I'm joking.
All right, so let's use the final minute or so to plug your business and tell us
Plug
all
my
who you
business.
are and how to get in touch with you.
Okay, J. McElroy with McElroy Enterprises. You can actually find us at the businessservicecenter.com. Phone number 240-462-8890. And if you want to do business with any firm, local, state, or government, and you have a focus in IT, healthcare, or construction, we have the procurement analyst waiting to hire you.
Good deal.
And I am Eula McDowell, and my business is The Big Bean Theory. You can locate us on Facebook or call 443-955-1186. We are available for weddings, parties, catering services. We do chef for hire. So again, you can reach us at 443-955-1186. Thanks.
Good stuff. You've been watching WPB Networks, WPBNetworks.com. This is the Glover Report. Stay tuned.